That's a fair ball, and it's to the fence.
Oh,
and a goal. Washington in front of him. He's inside the 10.
Oh, blocked from behind.
Cut off the glass, no problem at all.
Fifth, one for the cradle.
Got locked up. One guy that's got an angle on it, and he cuts back on it. The tip ball. That couldn't corral the
He's
ball.
fly to right field against the wind. It's out of here.
Bearings it. We're tied at 19.
Hello and welcome to ICRC TV Sports. I am Joey Dean alongside my partner for the evening, Aiden Crowley. Aiden, we got a GMC matchup tonight between the Mason Comets hosting the Hamilton Big Blue.
Yep, and Joey, this is really just a battle of a bunch of top-heavy teams, in my opinion. I mean, for the Big Blue, you have Jalen Robinson, number 4. He looks to score on every touch. He's a young, athletic kid, 6 foot. And every time he touches it, he can shoot the ball, and he tries to go down to the rim. And then their other scorer, number 25, DeMarco Howard. They're both getting 18 a game. Howard is a downhill scorer. When he drives, he's tough to stop. And what makes it difficult is he also has a pull-up jumper that he likes to hit. He can also shoot the 3. Just difficult matchups tonight, and that's why we see Tyree Mazzell and Tanner Canoe in the lineup, hopefully to try and put some defense onto the court.
Robinson and Howard both scoring 18 in a game, and the next highest scorer for the Hamilton Big Blue only scores 6.5 a game. That's freshman Curtis Reed. And as you mentioned for the Comets, Tyree Mazzell and Jack Cooper getting the start tonight, but then you have your typical 3. Noah Penalty, Tanner Canoe, and Landon Long, and they're the top 3 scorers for the Comets.
Yep, Noah Penalty getting 15 a game, Tanner Canoe 14, and Landon Long 12. They do much of what Jalen Robinson does. I mean, Peds, he catches the ball, he can shoot, he can drive. Peds can do it just about all. No penalty, that is. Sorry, I'm used to calling him by nicknames. But Tanner Canoe, I mean, he's so versatile on the post. Once he catches it down there, he's tough to stop. He's a good post scorer, and he's a good passer. Ever since that Middletown game where, I'm guessing here, I think he had 6 or 7 turnovers in that game. He came back strong, and he's come back in a big way. I think he learned his role. He took a step back, and he knows how to attack defenses now. He had 25 in the loss against East. I believe he put up 19 or 20 around there in their last matchup. I mean, he's playing really good right now. And then Landon Long, of course. When he's hot, he's hot. He's put up 17 in a quarter before. He's had like 24 points in a game. And when he's on, he's on. He's tough to stop. His 3-ball goes in a lot. I think it was against Middletown. He had about 3 straight 3 points in the corner. And the Middletown coach was throwing up his hands asking how are we going to stop this guy. Me and you had the call for that game. And, I mean, that one was a fun one to call.
It was an interesting game when Mason played Middletown because it almost seemed like Mason was getting outplayed, but they're unbelievably hot from deep. And when they're that streaky, they are extremely tough to beat. We got Jack Cooper and number 22 for Big Blue, Cameron Benson, a 6'4" senior, in the circle for the tip-off. Cooper, just a sophomore for the Comets, getting the start tonight. Coop's going to win it for the Comets, and Canoe will bring up point for Mason.
Comets need to come out, set the tone early tonight. They can't let Hamilton feel like they're in the game, because when Hamilton feels like they're in the game, they play really well.
That's Noah Penalty with the ball. Leading scorer for the Comets, 15.1 points per game. That's Landon Long beyond the 3-point line. Driving into the lane. Can't get it to fall. Back iron, and it pops back out. DeMarco Howard loses it. Tyree Mazzell can't get the layup. Peds finishes behind.
Even though Tyree didn't make that layup, it's great to see his confidence out there on the court, and that's what he brings you. A lot of hustle, and he just goes to work on defense, on the defensive end.
Peyton Pennington for Big Blue gives it off to the leading scorer, Jalen Robinson. Guarded by Canoe. Canoe has had a lot of defensive matchups this season.
Oh, yeah, he's guarded Jarrett Cox from East. I mean, every best player Tanner Canoe's on, and he does an exceptional job every time.
Benson finishes with the layup, and we're tied at 2. Canoe out to Landon Long in the outside corner. Swings it around to Cooper. Nice backdoor cut by Long. Peds will take the open 3. Falls short. Nice offensive board by Coop, and find to Mazzell.
Comets need to win on the offensive glass tonight. They just need to win in rebounds in general. great sight to see. Peds throws up the shot. Coop's right there, and a good look from Coop down to Mazzell.
Robinson looking to drive, now dishes back out. Howard. Looked like Mazzell slipped, and Howard's going to take the three, too strong. Benson with a nice board, but can't finish. And Peds is going to pull it down.
Lucky there for no penalty that he missed that layup. They need to get on the offense or on the glass tonight. If Hamilton's winning on the glass, the Comets are in trouble. On
the block to Canoe. He's going to kick it back out to Peds, who passes it up the open three and dunks it on the drive.
Oh, no, a penalty. Oh, man, I thought he was just going to go up for one of those layups. But no, he just kept going up in the air and dunks on him. And that's Tanner Canoe right there. That inside-out game that the Comets bring, Tanner Canoe down low, out to penalty, that's exactly what you want to see.
Mason Blackhole is still reacting, and Hamilton is going to answer on the other side as Peyton Pennington knocks down a three.
It's a good response. The Comets need to, they want to play a quick game tonight.
Penalty for three, short again. And Benson will pull down the rebound. I think penalty is going to be called for a foul. Might have been just a little bit of frustration after he missed a couple of threes early.
But yeah, Comets need to win in transition. They went down the court. Peds, I don't know about that shot, but you see the replay here.
The fake gets him to jump, and now just goes baseline and finishes.
He just kept going up in the air. He never stopped going up. And of course, he gives him the stare down. That's no penalty. He loves to chirp out there.
Robinson for the Big Blue is just going to pop one. Too strong. Peds fighting for the rebound, and it's going to find its way back out to Canoe. Canoe looking to push in transition. Now Mazzell will try a three for the Comets and hits.
Tyree Mazzell, he has a decent jump shot. I don't know exactly his percentage, but he makes a decent amount. He doesn't, last year, he did not seem like the guy you want shooting. Once it went up, you were saying, oh no. But this year, I mean, he's making a good amount.
Mazzell started the season very hot, was making over 60% from the floor to start the year. Comets pushing in transition again. Canoe will take it himself, gets it to roll around and in.
Transition, the Comets are just winning the transition game right now, getting turnovers, which lead to easy points on the other end. That's when the Comets are at their best.
It's DeMarco Howard, 25 feet from the basket. It's Curtis Reed with the J, can't get it to fall. And it's going to be Mason Comet ball.
Tyree Mazzell. That's just classic Tyree Mazzell. He walks over, gives Hamilton's coach a high five, just loves talking. I mean, Tyree just brings so much for this energy for this Comets. He's just, when they need something on the offensive end or to the defensive end, Tyree Mazzell just goes after it, and he does what needs to be done.
Henderson came into the game for Hamilton. Canoe now playing with Cooper in the corner. Back into Long in the paint. Goes up against size, can't get it to fall. Now it gets the steal. Nice awareness, gives it back out to Penalty, who drives, has it knocked away, and he'll maintain possession for the Comets.
I like how when the Comets are missing shots, they're not getting down on themselves. Once they miss, they go right after for the basketball. They don't waste any time, and they get it right back.
Heads gets inside to Cooper. Nice move, and he gets it to go off the glass.
Good move from Coop. He's not the strongest player out there, but he knows how to use his size and length there. You saw the shot fake, and then an easy two with the left hand.
Midway through the first quarter, 13-5 lead for the Comets. Howard. Back out to Reed. Now to Robinson. Penalty, guarding him all the way out to the half-court line. It's going to find Reed again, or excuse me, Pennington, who can't hit that one. Howard almost has it knocked away from behind by Canoe.
I mean, that's Hamilton's game. They throw up shots that are very low percentage shots, but they know they have some rebounders out there on the court who can just jump up and get the basketball. You saw it there from Pennington taking a contested three. They know that they have size and that they can go get the rebounds. Comets need to come down and secure the basketball.
Ethan Howard coming into the game for the Comets. Three-point threat as well as a defensive presence. Robinson trying to dish it inside. And it's going to go the way of the Comets.
No penalty, tried to step in there for a charge, no call. And that's something that the Comets can get, charge calls. DeMarco plays downhill. Robinson, when he goes downhill, he doesn't really look to pass the ball, so charges are very susceptible for the Big Blue.
Canoe feeding it to Penalty. Nice move, can't get it to fall, but he pokes it back out to Cooper. Now Mazzell almost has it knocked away, and a nice find from Canoe to Mazzell underneath.
That's what I'm talking about. prior to Middletown, Tanner Canoe would have tried to flip something up in the lane with his left hand and not make it there. He understands that two guys are collapsing on him, and he kicks it to Tyree Mazzell. Great court awareness from Tanner Canoe.
Early double-digit lead for the Comets. And Pedoty is going to get the steal. 2-on-1, he'll take it himself. Can't get it to fall, but an offensive board by Cooper, and he finishes.
The Comets just look dominant out there. I mean, they're getting everything they want on the defensive end. Robinson's having a tough time even dribbling the basketball. Tanner Canoe is clamping him up. DeMarco has barely touched the ball in this game. They're playing great right now.
Robinson drawing a double team from Pedoty and Canoe. Gives it back off to Henderson.
Robinson is frustrated out there.
Henderson goes up and he gets a layup underneath.
That's a good move from Henderson. He knew that he could just use the glass in order to get an open shot.
Cooper will try a three for the Comets. Falls off balance. Ball gets knocked back out to him.
Offensive rebound for the Comets. I mean, they're really just getting everything they want. They're out hustling the Big Blue
Canoe
right
will
now.
try a contested three. No good. Pulled down by Hamilton. Robinson looking to push. Goes into the lane, tries a Euro step, flips it up with the left hand. Can't get it to fall, but kept alive by Hamilton Big Blue. Now Pennington showing some moves, and he gets it to go off the glass.
I mean, rebounds. I don't know how many times I can say it. Rebounds is going to make the difference in this game, and you saw it there. Missed shot from Robinson, and then a rebound leads to 2 points.
Pedoty trying to thread the needle on that pass to Howard.
I mean, it wasn't a necessary pass, but it's a pass that you just kind of shake your head at and say, good effort, really. I mean, not much to really say about that as we get a replay here of his pass. He sees Ethan, throws hands up, just unfortunately throws it a little bit too tall. Ethan's not the tallest player out there. You see a cheerleader get drilled. She wasn't looking, but Ethan's not the tallest guy out there. I think 5'10", so, I mean, it's kind of a struggle to hit him down low from the top of the key.
Howard will pop a three from the outside, too strong, and Howard there with the rebound. A quartet of subs just came in for the Comets.
Yeah, the Comets love to sub in and out. I mean, you see Soar out there. He plays 110% almost all the time. These Comets really get after it, and they play a lot of them.
We were talking pregame about how Matt Soar, even on his senior night, was so physical that he ended up fouling out in the game.
I mean, it's just the perfect way to go for him. You mentioned he had
Howard for three. Can't get it to go, but Soar with the rebound. Gives it up to Frankie, who makes the short floater.
There's Matt Sorbo. Like we were saying, last year he had 42 player fouls to 13 points that year.
I think 11 was what we were saying.
A
lot more fouls than points.
I
He
mean,
definitely gives the ball up and just plays defense.
It's just hustle.
That was Trey Robinson who stepped out of bounds for the Big Blue, and it'll be the Comet ball.
Tyler Berenzi there with great length and great defense. He brings more defense off the bench for the Comets, and he just couldn't really go anywhere. That's Jalen Robinson's brother out there, number 20, and just trapped him in with the baseline.
Berenzi to Frankie. Howard in the corner, trying to get it down to Minnick. Minnick started a lot of games this year, and he converts underneath with the floater.
Good shot fake there, getting DeMarco in the air, and then an easy finish. I wish to see him more physical out there. You saw it there. I mean, he's in practice the last couple of days. He's been favoring that left kind of baby hook shot. We saw it right there with the shot fake. Minnick needs to step up. He's another big for the Comets, and they don't have a lot of those this year, so he really needs to step up come tournament time.
And he almost couldn't draw up a more perfect start for the Comets. They jump out to a 12-point lead and hold Hamilton to single digits, which is something that Coach Richards stresses a lot.
Oh, he loves it. Halftime, end of game, he always comments on the amount of one-point quarters we have there. As now we see a couple highlights. Good dish from Pennington down to I believe that's Robinson. Either way, Coop gets the offensive glass to Mazzell for a bucket. Rebounds were big in this game. And then you got Tanner, the highlight of the first quarter. Peds just kept rising and dunks on. Pennington just got out of the way. I felt bad for him. He didn't know what to do in that situation. He went up thinking he was going to take a charge. Of course, Peds gives him the stare down, and he just ended up backing away. And then transition, we got Mazzell, who just realized he's left wide open, and he hits it. And when Mazzell's hitting shots like that, you know the Comets are rolling. Then Tanner Canoe with the nice finish. And from my angle, it looked like he got hit as he was going up. But, I mean, Tanner finishing around the rim, he's really good. If he's going off 2 feet, I mean, he can finish with anybody around him. And we saw it right there. Now we'll get ready for the second quarter.
Mason also had 6 assists in the first quarter, and they always seem to find that extra pass for a clean layup. think they only made the 1-3 from Mazel, and yeah.
I mean, that's just Mason basketball right there, just finding one more pass, passing up a good shot for a great shot. That's what they like to see, and that's what their offense is set up for. They're set up, they have one guy open, and people just come running at him, and they just kick it to the corner for an open three.
Robinson gets it into Howard. We've only seen 2 fouls called in this entire game so far. Robinson into the lane, goes up against Minnick, and Minnick's going to be called for the foul.
That was a good take from Robinson. I don't think that's Robinson. That's number 22, Benson.
Excuse me.
No, you're fine. That's a good take right there. And he had that left side open, just took it in and draw the 3rd foul of the game, like you said. Not a lot of fouls, which is interesting. The Comets have not been called for a lot of fouls this year. I look up at the scoreboard at halftime, and they're always with like 2, 3, or 1 fouls called on them. And that's something that Coach Richard stresses at halftime. He just pleads for them to be aggressive and go for steals like Matt Sora brings. He just wants them to go after the basketball, and it's okay if they pick up fouls that way. But right now we don't see him doing it with only 3 player fouls this half.
Canoe guarded on the wing. Back to Minnick, who will try a 3 from the top. Can't get it to go. And Hamilton will bring it down. Howard pushing, kicks it out for an open 3. Too strong. Minnick with a nice defense. It's a back-to-back blocks for Minnick.
They called a foul on that second one, but yeah, I mean, Minnick's confident in that jump shot. When you see a big go up there, you don't really know how consistent they are, but Minnick is confident in that jump shot. He doesn't make a lot of them, and then at least he had the awareness to go down on the other end and play some great defense on Howard and force him to make 2 free throws.
4th foul of the game for the Comets. Hamilton has yet to be called for a foul in this game. I mean, you would want to think that they would want to try and stay with the physicality that the Comets are bringing so far.
Yeah, Hamilton's just not that physical of a team. Robinson does not like contact. Howard is really the only one on this Hamilton Big Blue team that embraces the contact, and that's when he's driving down the lane. And right now, he hasn't really touched the ball so far.
Canoe will drive baseline. Now looking to kick it back out. Comets always with so many moving parts away from the ball on offense. And underneath, Howard with an open layup, but couldn't finish it behind his head. Howard trying to go coast to coast. The ball finds Pennington on the 3-point line. Pennington trying to show some moves. Now he's trying to get it off the block, and has a nice job by Canoe to force a travel from Hamilton.
And that's just it's just physical right there. Howard caught the ball, not expecting Tanner to fly around and get the ball, and as you see, Howard coming off the court frustrated. That's been the look for most of these Hamilton Big Blue players, just frustration right now at the physicality and defense these Comets are doing right now.
Canoe trying to get it to Landon, who stays in bounds. Back to the top to penalty. Mazel underneath finds Coop, who's fouled, and he'll head to the line.
Coop knows he should have made that shot. He should have turned, ripped through, and coach is telling him to. Turn, shot, fake, and finish through. Instead, he tried to flip something up, but he's heading to the foul line for 2 free throws. I mean, that's one of my favorite plays the Comets run, horns. They got 2 bigs coming up, and then Tanner Canoe gets to read it. And when Tanner Canoe's making the decisions for this Comet team, that's when they're at their best, and they can really just attack downhill.
Gilbert makes the first, and we were mentioning pregame that Canoe dropped 25 points against East, but it hasn't exactly been his scoring that has been really catching up. He's also looked for that extra pass. Yeah,
that decision-making is key for Tanner. His assists has gone up, his turnovers has gone down. That's exactly what you want to see from your starting point guard, a senior leader. You want him to go out there and pass up a good shot for a great shot like we were talking about. He wasn't doing that before, but he's doing it now, and the Comets are playing much better.
And it's a hard drive. And it's Benson once again. He'll head to the line.
With that left side once again, I'm surprised he's been attacking that way. Comets don't really have anything on the scouting report about that, but he's really just tried to pick up the scoring drought right now for the Big Blue, with Robinson and Howard not scoring a lot in the first 2 quarters. Joey, I don't know how many Howard and Robinson combined for in the first quarter, but I'm sure it's not a lot.
I'm not sure if Robinson has scored so far. Neither he nor Howard scored in the first quarter.
That's exactly what you want if you're the Comets.
Landon Long almost pulled down an offensive rebound. but it finds Benson. Now he's gotten stolen away from Penalty, who dives on the floor to keep it alive. Now Landon Long takes it himself and gets the layup.
Great hustle from Noah Penalty, getting on the court, diving for the ball, and just picking it up, and then they go out in transition. Great finish there from Landon Long.
Trey Robinson for Hamilton. He's going to pull up, take a deep shot, contested, and it looked like Tyree got a piece of it. Canoe, back to Penalty into the paint. Keeps it alive, back out to Cooper, who will try a three. Can't get it to roll around, but nice job by Landon Long to find his way inside. And at this point, Hamilton is really struggling to box out underneath.
Yep, and once they get offensive rebounds, the Comets aren't panicking down there. They shot fake. They know that these big 6'2" guys on Landon, who's probably 5'11", they know they're going to try and go up and block his shot. So he stays controlled and gets the foul called. He gets 2 free throws out of it and a foul called on him. So just textbook right there, not panicking at all.
Landon, a jump shot priority guy, very efficient from the free throw line. He shoots over 80%.
Yeah, he works hard at it. After practice, he's the last one to leave the gym. He's always shooting, and it really shows on the court with his percentages and just the confidence he has on the court.
Curtis Reed gives it to Howard on the block, working against Mizell. Takes a fadeaway jumper, can't get it to fall.
That's exactly the kinds of shots you want them to take right now.
Landon into the paint, gives it back out to Penalty, who will try another three. Gets this one to fall.
Transition, I mean, a bad shot on the other end leads to easy points, and Howard fading away, that's what you want.
Robinson out of control is called for the travel.
They're frustrated out there. Their heads are down. I mean, they're just walking back to the other end. The Comets have them exactly where they want them, and the Comets can't slow down. That's been something they've done a couple times, where they get out to a big lead and they just kind of slow down in the next couple quarters. They need to continue to play this way.
Canoe back to the top to Penalty. Dribbles inside once again, playing two-man ball with Canoe as he throws it back out to Penalty. Gets the shot fake.
There's another
and
shot
now gets
fake.
it to go off the glass.
I mean, they want to block every shot. They try and go for it, these big athletic kids, and they obviously Coach Richards prepared them for it. Shot fake, shot fake, shot fake, and it's working so far.
Robinson gives it off to Reed, who draws Penalty, and Reed was called for a travel.
Back-to-back travel calls, and I know the Big Blue didn't really agree with that call, but either way, it's going to be Comet basketball. Reed, just a freshman, left-hand kid. He's actually going Louisville commit for baseball. He's very athletic and probably somebody that the Big Blue really like to have on their team for the next 4 years.
Landon Long will try his first three of the night. Can't get it to fall. And it's pulled down by Reed, who's called for a foul. Or is fouled by the Comets.
And when that's a rhythm shot there from Landon Long, I mean, nothing. You want him to take those kinds of shots is what I'm trying to say, excuse me. He comes up there off the down screen, which is their bread and butter, and he comes up there to the three-point line, and when those shots are falling, that's when you know Landon is really going to put up a lot of points. Robinson
gets to the glass and puts it up and in. His first points of the evening.
That's a good move. He's tough to stop once he starts getting downhill. Coop tried there, but unfortunately it went in.
Push called against DeMarco Howard. No one on the Hamilton bench was happy about it. Not a whole lot of contact there either.
No, they haven't been happy with a lot of calls right now. That wasn't a lot of contact. I agree with you, Joey. But either way, I mean, Tyree's going to check out of the game for Ethan Howard. Probably a little bit offense-defense going on right now. Ethan brings a lot on the offensive end. And he's another guy. When he's hot, and he's tough to stop.
Landon Long, another shot fake, another three. Can't get it to fall. Cooper, the rebound fault, finds Tanner Canoe, who gets it to go off the glass.
Another offensive rebound. I mean, that's a good shot from Landon. Good shot fake again. Cooper goes up there, gets it kind of poked away from him, but Tanner Canoe's right there to pick it up.
Robinson looked like he wanted to pull up. Now goes cross court to Reed, who will try a three. Can't get it to fall.
He's shooting around 25%. Comets will take those kinds of shots, but you saw no penalty with that help defense. Great job there to get over and stop Robinson's drive.
Canoe at the top. Penalty will try a contested three and airballs it over the top.
Comets need to get better shots on the offensive end. This is what's getting Hamilton back
Robinson
to this
with
ball game.
a great pass and the layup on the other end.
It's just a bad shot leading to good offense for the Big Blue.
Cooper on the block, gives it back out to Penalty, swings it to Long for an open three. short, and penalty will knock it back out to Landon.
They need to slow down. They need to understand.
Inside to Howard, nice pass, who finds penalty, who drives once again, goes up strong, and will draw a foul.
I mean, no penalty. Shot fake again. Like, I would hope that the Big Blue understand that when they come flying out of the lane like this, they need to stay grounded. As you see Robinson, that was a great pass there. Down low to number 11, Henderson. I mean, that's textbook right there, but the Comets need to slow down. They need to understand that they're up 14 in this game, that they're pushing the ball up and down the court. They want transition points, but it has to be a good transition shot, and right now they're not really doing that.
Already makes his first from the line. Still 2:41 remaining in the second quarter. Mason with a 15-point lead. Berenzi set to check back into the game, and Peds goes 2 for 2. And he'll take a seat.
Berenzi just brings so much length off the bench. I mean, he's about 6'1", and his wingspan's big, and he's a great defender, and that's probably why he's going out there on the court.
Howard closely guarded by Sora. Gives it off to Pennington. With the drive, throws it up off the side of the backboard. Now Cooper's going to push it in transition for the Comets, trying to thread the needle with the bounce pass to Canoe, and Hamilton tracks it down.
Cooper is a really good passer. You see right here, Sora's taking the ball out, excuse me. Oh, no, Coop told him. But Coop's normally the one that takes the ball out of bounds. He's normally the one that makes exceptional passes. He has great court vision.
Berenzi will try an open three for the Comets off the side of the rim, and he knew it was falling sideways. He started to come in for the rebound.
Just another forced shot after one pass. I mean, the Comets just need to slow down, work their offense. That's what they were doing in the first quarter, and they were getting wide open layups. They just need to slow down and just work their offense.
Yeah, in the first quarter, despite going 1 for 6 from 3, they were 10 of 20 from the floor. Ball's going to stay with Hamilton on the side.
That's Berenzi's length right there, jumping into the passing lane and then tipping it out of bounds.
Howard's going to be the inbounder for the Big Blue. And Robinson will set up top with Canoe guarding him.
This is just an ISO play right now for Robinson Temple as he gives it up.
Howard working against Sora. Pulls up from the free throw line, drills it.
I'm sorry, not Robinson, Howard.
Yeah.
Temple is that call where they just let Howard play, and it's really tough to stop when they just put 4 down there. Help defense needs to happen, but it's hard to play help defense when he's hitting shots like that.
Canoe pulls up from the free throw line, can't hit. Ball bounces around, almost fell into Coop once again, and that's going to be a foul against Canoe.
The Comets are just really struggling on the offensive end right now, and I think a lot of it is that they're just taking rush shots after 1 or 2 passes, and they're not the best shots that they can take right now, and it's leading to troubles on the other end. As Tanner Canoe picks up his second foul, so Landon will go and grab him, and Canoe will sit for the remainder of this half.
Benson at the line shooting a 1-and-1 for the Big Blue. Comets just committed their 7th foul of the evening. And it's a miss and rebounded by Berenzi. Almost stolen away. Howard recovers. Richard screaming out to swing the ball. Cooper at the top gives it back to Sora. Cooper with the baseline drive, gives it back out to Howard.
Comets are just working their offense. This is what they need to do when they're up big like this, and just try and get the best shot that they can.
Sora never looking to shoot, gives off back to Cooper. Howard will try a 3, in and out. And it's going to find Howard, who throws it ahead to Robinson, who has an open lane to the basket and the layup.
That was a good offensive set for the Comets. They got a shot that they wanted. It just doesn't fall in and out, and they just need to get back on defense.
Landon able to keep his dribble against Robinson. Now gives it off to Cooper. Sora inside to Cooper. Couldn't quite corral it, and Robinson's going to come with the ball, and a foul is going to come against Berenzi.
He's right. He's going up to the line for the Comets. 26 seconds left. I mean, they looked so good coming out, and then they just kind of slowed down, really. And they have 40-35, which I don't think is correct. I think we were up about like 9, I'd assume. I think they're trying to fix it, but either way, I mean, the Comets just need to slow down and do what they were doing in the first quarter, which was playing great defense, getting to the offensive glass, pushing it in transition for good shots, and just quickly just getting open layups instead of just passing it around and just shooting a contested 3.
There it is, 35-24. Now 35-25. The Comets with 25 seconds left. And is this a situation where they hold on for the last shot?
I'd assume it is. If Tanner Canoe catches the ball and they call out 4 out, 1 in look. Oh, Tanner's not even in the game. Excuse me. So probably no penalty, but
Heads dribbles it off his foot but recovers.
oh, he's
Looked
holding
over to
his
Coach
hip.
Richards. Long with a deep shot and gets it to roll around. Nice shooter's touch.
I don't know if you want to call that shooter's touch, Joey. Back of the rim.
Pennington just drilled the half-court shot to end the first half.
Wow. I mean, that's happened a couple times to us, Joey, the past couple years, and it's not normally a good sign for the second half. I'm trying to remember what game it was. I believe it was East coming around this right side, and he throws up a half-court shot, and in the second half, they just came out on fire. But that's not a good sign for the second half. I mean, really, this Comet defense really just slowed down in the second quarter, and they let Hamilton come back in this game.
As you see the highlights from the first half, that'll do it for us for the first half. You'll catch us back in a few minutes as we'll head to commercial break. The Comets leading the Hamilton Big Blue through the first half, 38-28. back to the Mason Arena. Here was the last play. You can see just 2 seconds remaining on the clock when Peyton Pennington just pops one from half court. Very calmly just pulling up from the line. Comets were up 38-25 before this shot. You can see zeros on the clock, and he just drills it to make it a 10-point halftime deficit for the Hamilton Big Blue.
And that contributed to their 2 for 9 shooting from the three-point line, and the Comets shot 3 for 16. That is not what you want to see if you're Coach Richards in the Comets. You want to see those shots falling or just slow down on the amount of shots taken. 16 threes in a high school basketball game is a good number, and that's if you're making them. You want to shoot more, but right now the Comets aren't making a lot, 3 for 16. They need to correct that going into the second half.
Statistician Nicole Grice came over to me and said, we live and die by the three. Made just 3 of 16, and they'll need to start making more if they want to be competitive in bigger games. Tyree, he made one in the first half. He's 1 for 1. Pelody missed a few, and he gets it stolen away from Jalen Robinson, and Robinson able to convert in transition, and just like that, it's a single-digit deficit for Hamilton.
I stood in the locker room halftime with Coach Richards talking to his guys, and he just said, we need to win in transition. Right now they're killing us when they're just getting the ball out, throwing it to an open guy and getting 2 easy points. We need to get back on defense.
Mizell with an open 3, lines one up, can't get it to fall. Cooper able to knock it back out, but it falls into Robinson's hands. DeMarco Howard for the Big Blue, drawing a double team, gets it off to Pennington. Nice pass inside to Benson. He goes up strong, can't get the bucket to fall, but he draws a foul from penalty.
The Big Blue are out rebounding the Comets. At least at halftime, they were out rebounding the Comets. It was 19-16, three rebound deficit. I mean, it's not the biggest, but it's still something to look at. The Comets just need to get like they were in the first quarter, where they were just going after the ball in the offensive end, diving for loose balls. That's what they weren't doing in the second quarter. They were just content with letting the Big Blue box them out, and they need to get back on the offensive glass.
Benson goes 1 for 2 from the line, and it's a 7-point game. Only a minute into this third quarter. Swings around along at the top, back to Pelody, wide open 3. He'll take it, but can't hit. Comets absolutely cold from beyond the arc. Thought about it again, long from the corner. He likes that corner 3, but too strong. I think the Comets are, 3 for 21 right now from beyond the arc. Benson goes up, tries to slam it, but has it rejected. Pelody now pushing on the other end, gets it to Canoe. Pass was too strong, and Canoe has to throw it back to Hamilton. Robinson tries a 3 for Hamilton, can't get it to go. Cooper fighting for the rebound and pulls it down.
Just going up and down right now, Joey. This is actually what the Comets want.
Mizell can't control the pass, dives on the ground to save it, and it's going to be called a jump ball. Possession will go to Hamilton.
And here's the replay. Howard in transition. Great look to Benson. He went up. He tried to. I believe it was Pennington, excuse me. That got dunked on by Feds, but he tried to get back one for the Big Blue. Unfortunately, just hits the back iron. Coop got lucky on that one.
Pennington for Big Blue. Mizell guarding Howard, gives it back up to Robinson, who will try another 3. Can't hit again, and Long is going to be fouled by Benson, pulling down the rebound.
Good rebound, way to go up there strong, knowing that there's somebody coming for him, and Landon able to come down with the rebound. Benson came flying over there, and that's why we saw the foul call. Just bumped him in midair. You can't do that. But no penalties now, 1 for 5 from the three-point line. And I believe you said it was 3 for 20 from the three-point line. The Comets, they just need to get inside.
Canoe driving, can't finish with the layup. Comets have not scored in this third quarter, 2 minutes and 10 seconds in. Pennington will drive into the lane, goes up. Easy one off the glass, he can't convert. Benson with the offensive board goes up and will draw a foul, and he'll head to the line.
That was Reed on the drive. He's a left-handed kid, so that right-handed layup he may not be as confident in. That might have been why we saw the miss. We see the replay going down in the lane. That right hand just not as strong as the left. And then Benson with the rebound, and I believe they called the foul on Coop, yeah. And he wasn't very happy with that, but he needs to box out and secure the rebound.
And you saw on the replay how frustrated Reed was that he missed the layup. Had the open shot. Benson made the first of his 2 free throws.
I mean, he doesn't look like a freshman out there. Compare him to me. I'm a sophomore in high school. I'm, what, 5'6" on a good day? And Reed he's big and he's athletic, and that's why he's a Louisville commit, and I'm not.
Pelote trying to get it on the block. Nice pass, but Coop will head to the line. He's had a couple of those where he just wasn't able to draw or finish with the bucket, but he does earn himself a couple of free throws.
Yeah, he just needs to be stronger with the basketball. He probably needs to hit the weight room in the off season, get a little bit bigger. That's what the guys tease him about in the locker room. But he just needs to be stronger with the basketball, pump fake, and just finish through contact.
A lot of length on Cooper's body, as you got a 6'7"-ish guy or 6'5" guy that probably doesn't weigh much more than 200 pounds, if that.
No.
And it's hard for him to compete with some of the bigs of the other teams in the GMC.
He kind of gets bullied out there, if I'm being honest. I mean, he tried to guard E.J. Williams against Middletown, excuse me. That did not work out in their favor. I mean, he just pushed him around. He just needs to do something because he's probably going to be our starting big next year. He just needs to hit the weight room, get a little bit stronger if he's going to want to compete.
Cooper still only a sophomore. Pennington will try a three. In and out. And Canu's going to track down the rebound and try to push something in transition. Goes up against Robinson before trying to dish, and he drew a foul. And it's going to go against Robinson.
I thought they were going to call a travel there with Canu as he picked the ball up a little bit early. We see the replay here. Obviously, he goes and gets the ball, and he saw, I believe it was Howard in the corner. He was looking for him, and there's the contact right there.
Brenzy catching it back at half court. Cooper beyond the three-point line, back to Tyler. He thought about the three. Robinson guarding the ball whenever Canu has it. Canu throws one up, trying to draw the foul. Doesn't get the call, and Hamilton will move on the other way. Howard going against DeMarco Howard going against Ethan Howard. And DeMarco Howard with a whole lot more size.
Yeah. I mean, that DeMarco Howard is going to win that battle almost every single time.
Canu finds some room underneath. The shot fake, but he can't get it to fall. Sora tracks down the rebound, has it knocked away by Jalen Robinson, but out of bounds, and he'll stay with the Comets. This is only a 5-point game here with 4.5 minutes remaining in the third.
It doesn't feel like it. It feels like we're down. I mean, he goes in there for the layup. He shot fakes, which is what he wasn't doing to start the game. And unfortunately, he just got too far under the basket.
Canu working against Pennington this time. Dribbles in the lane again, has it knocked away, and almost a nice steal by Robinson. And now Pelote finding some room underneath, gets it to finish off the glass.
Finally, the Comets see one go through the basket. That's their second made shot. Coming out of halftime, they just need to see the ball go into the basket. And here we go, ISO for Howard. We're going to see if Sora can get enough ball pressure, or Robinson this time.
Robinson in the paint gives it off to DeMarco Howard. Guarded by Canu, he'll pop a three. Can't get it to roll around, and it pops up and will be recovered by Canu.
Great defense there from Tanner on that
Canu
end.
takes it himself, tries to flip it up with the left hand, but can't get it to fall. It's a little slow to get up. He's helped up by the student section as Hamilton's going to push the other way. Robinson will try a three for the Big Blue. Can't get it to fall on the other end. Howard with the offensive board. Richards wanted to travel on the back end. Sora flies in, but he knocks it out of bounds.
That looked like pre-Middletown Tanner Canu right there. In transition, he goes in there. He sees two guys down there. And instead of pulling it away and slowing it down, he decides to try and flip it up with his left hand, or at least jump stop and shot fake. I mean, it's worked so far, but he just tries to go in there and flip it up, and they just get it right back and go down in transition. The Comets need to get back in transition defense if they want to keep this lead. That's what's been killing them thus far, and they haven't really made any adjustments coming in after halftime.
Here's the Robinson steal at the beginning of the half. An easy 2 points for the Big Blue, and it's those kind of plays that's going to bring them back into this game, and it has.
This whole replay is just transition buckets for the Big Blues. Now we see Pelote with the nice finish inside. I mean, just transition right now is killing the Comets.
Robinson working against Mizell. Hamilton coach wanting a foul from Mizell. Howard's going to pull it from the elbow and has it altered by Sora.
Good defense there from Sora. No foul call on that one. Just great, solid defense from both Tanner Canu and Tyree Mizell. They both are just getting after it on the defensive end. and Sora too. I mean, those three guys just love to get up in them.
Ball knocked out of bounds by the Comets. It stays with the Big Blue. Back to the top to Robinson. He'll pull up a deep two. Can't get it to fall. And that one's going to stay with Hamilton.
I mean, that's just a hustle right there. Howard much bigger than Matt Sora height-wise, and he was able to jump up there, and Sora tried to poke it away, but unfortunately poked it out of bounds.
Back to the top to Reed. Really nowhere to pass it, but Pettity wasn't pressuring him. Howard working against Sora, got some room, now goes into the lane, tries to throw it up off low. Minnick was too early on the rebound, and Pennington pulled it down, but then Minnick got another block. Pettity barely recovers. Goes up a little bit wild, but he'll head to the line.
That's something I've noticed in this game. The refs are really just letting these guys play down low. They're not really calling a lot of like small bumps down low as we see there. I mean, he had three guys on him. Minnick, good shot defense, and then able to block Reed on that shot, and they go down, and Pettity is able to get down low, draw the foul, and hopefully make these free throws. Free throws has been a small struggle for the Comets. Definitely a step down from last year, but last year you had guys like Eddie Puises, who was shooting almost 90% at one point. I mean, those definitely help pad the stats, but free throws hasn't really been a strong suit for the Comets, and in late games and tournament play, you need it.
Noah Pettity and Tanner Canoe both averaged under 60%, but their Pettity went 2 for 2.
It's going to be a hand check call on Tyree Mazzell. I mean, you just can't have your hands riding him that whole way. You need to have your hands up, move your feet, and play defense with your feet and your body. And Tyree just used his hands right there, and that's why he was caught with the foul.
Trying to get it inside. Pennington saves it. Now Howard with the three, and he'll drill that one. Now a timeout called by Hamilton as they close to within 6. The Comets have only scored 6 points in this third quarter, and Hamilton has closed to within 2 scores. Yeah,
and a full timeout here from the Big Blue. It's just perfectly set up from the out-of-bounds play, able to kick it out to DeMarco Howard, and that's his shot right there, as you see it. I mean, just a beautiful stroke right there, and then you got, Robinson losing the ball, different look. Tyree Mazzell, I mean, he did all he could. He went out there, put a hand up in his face, but, he's feeling it right now, and he's hitting shots like that. He's tough to stop.
Both teams have struggled from beyond the arc. That was the first three-point make that we've seen, I think, in this half, as we have just a few minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Yeah, I think you're right. Nicole said it best. You live and die by the three. That's basically the Comet offense. You see games where we're playing pretty good teams and we're destroying them because we're going out there and we're just throwing up shots and we don't even know how it goes in. But then you go against a team like Hamilton, who's pretty solid defensively. They got a lot of length that can contest these jump shots, and it's obviously bothered the Comets, and that's why we see it at a 6-point game.
Canoe bringing up the ball for Mason. And Peds will try another three. Can't get this one to fall. Ball finds Minnick, who throws it up off the glass. Can't get the putback. And Hamilton's going to try to push in transition. Up ahead to Minnick with the rebound. Throwing it up ahead to Pez. Landon now gets it to him after a delay. Robinson is going to pull and draw the charge from Pettity.
Oh, those are shots that, if you're Matt Minnick, those are shots you got to convert. A good tip from Ethan Howard to him down low, unable to convert that little baby hook as we see the replay here. Good, solid charge taken by Jalen Robinson. He might have been shifting just a little bit, but either way, it's called a charge and no penalty, picks up a foul.
4 fouls apiece in this third quarter. Robinson almost falls down but keeps his dribble. Now an errant pass finds Pennington on the other side. Robinson trying to work against Howard, but he gives it back up to Benson. Goes up against Matt Minnick, and Matt Minnick has played very well inside the paint. Davion Williams on the other side can't convert the layup, and Berenzi is the one who pulls down the board.
There's a big board there from Tyler Berenzi. Now the Comets get to play in transition.
Minute and a half remaining in this third quarter. Canoe driving against Pennington. And that's going to be a foul called on the floor against Peyton Pennington.
I mean, what more can you do against Tanner Canoe? Once he starts attacking downhill, he's tough to stop. Him and DeMarco, once they start driving, he's tough to stop. And that's basically all you can do besides try and step in front of him and try and get a charge call.
Canoe gets it into Minnick, and a great play there to get the big man an open layup.
Comets stress underneath out of bounds more than probably any team.
DeMarco Howard making things work on the other end as he converts a layup.
You got to stop ball there in transition. I mean, somebody's got to pick him up and
Landon
stop
Long left wide open in the corner, and he drills a corner three.
You can't leave that man wide open in the corner. When Landon Long just sees nobody around him, you know it's going to go in, and he knew it right there.
Robinson trying to make things happen, takes a jumper, can't get it to go, and Howard will pull it down the rebound. Canoe almost lost it. Back to the same spot to Long once again, and drills it again.
Here we go, Joey. Here we go. This is what happens. Landon Long makes one shot where he's left wide open, and all of a sudden he gets a little spark and a little bit of confidence. This is the kind of Landon Long we see put up 17 in a quarter.
Robinson will try to answer again. Gets into the paint, will throw one up, and it's blocked by Minnick off the backboard. Long now pushing in transition, gives it to Brenzi, who has an open field, and gets it to go off the glass.
Here we go. The Comets finally flipping the script and pushing the ball and putting pressure on Big Blue. That's something they haven't been doing.
Howard taking a deep three, back iron. It will fall into the hands of Brenzi. Brenzi went up with the ball and just had nowhere to go with it.
Yeah, 2 seconds left. I think he has to know how much time is on the clock. Here we see the replay. I believe this is Landon. Yep, Landon Long in the corner, spotting up and hitting it. He knew it. And you see him walking down the court there, and then right next possession. I mean, Pennington tried his best, but when he's hot, and you see him clap his hands. He's feeling it right now.
Pennington, the guy that made the half-court shot and the first, has one go off the top of the glass. That would have been crazy if he got to go 2 of those in one game.
That was a little bit closer, too close for comfort there, Joey, as it hit off the backboard. I guess that's his specialty. That's when they're looking for a half-court shot, they just throw it to number 0, Pennington. I mean, the Comets showed it a little bit spark at the end of the third quarter. They finally played the way that they did in the first quarters. Now we're going to get some replays coming in.
It's the replay schedule for this broadcast. As you see on the right side, you got your channels 4 and 24 as well as 8:34 on Tri Optics, and then the tight end times pretty much every day this week, and then this coming weekend at varying times that you see in the middle of your screen. And now coming into the stats through 3 quarters, the Comets now 5 of 22 from beyond the arc, but those are 2 big makes right there to end the third by Landon Long, so they were 3 of 20 before those last 2 shots.
Yeah, you'll probably look down at the end. Somebody who wasn't at the game look down and see 5 of 22, and they'll go, they were atrocious. They weren't great, but like you said, those 2 that he made were what they needed. And then another thing you might want to point out is the 9 for 10 from the free throw line. That's solid right now, and that's something that it's keeping the Comets in this lead is when they're hitting shots from the free throw line. And I believe they're still getting out-rebounded. No, they've finally flipped the script, and now they're out-rebounding the Big Blue by 3. That's a great sign for the Comets.
Long will try another 3 and hits again.
That's a heat check, Joey, in rhythm. Oh, no, I'm excited now, Joey. When he's hitting shots like that, coming off of a screen,
now forcing a steal and getting it, but he stood up with the basketball, and he's going to get called for a travel.
You know Coach Richards drew that play up over there on the sideline, trying to get Landon Long open. He hits that shot.
Richards with a rare smile after Long got the steal and then the travel, as you see him spotting up with the open 3 and just drilling it. It's 3 in a row. As he gets another steal, but has it blocked, but a foul. And Pennington is going to be called for it, and Long will head to the line.
This is what you want to see. He's just flying around the court right now. On the offensive end and the defensive end, there's just a lack of focus there on the inbounds play. Landon was right there, able to get it and draw the foul. I mean, he's playing really good. As we see the replay, just lack of focus right there. Snag it and then going up. A lot of basketball there, Joey, but either way, he's called for the foul, and now he'll look to stretch the lead to 19.
It's amazing what the 3-point game can do for your team. It almost seemed like a minute ago Comets were up just 5, and now 3 landed long threes and a couple of free throws. He's got 11 points in the last minute and a half, stretching the lead to 19. Trey Robinson for Hamilton.
And if you're the Big Blue, you need a score right now.
Pennington trying to give it off to Jalen Robinson. It's going to be a jump ball at midcourt.
Coach Rich has got the timeout off.
So it's going to maintain Mason possession just 43 seconds into this fourth quarter. And Comets, I mean, that is why Landon Long takes the shots, because when he starts to hit, he is on fire.
I mean, you look at guys, NBA, Klay Thompson, putting up 37 in a quarter. I mean, obviously, you're not going to put 37 up in the quarter, but Landon Long's that kind of player where once he starts making them and seeing the ball go in the basket, I mean, there's not a shot that he probably can't make. Like, you'll probably see him come out on this offensive possession, some kind of play drawn up for him, and he'll just take a heat check shot. One pass, and he'll just say, if I make this, then I know I'm good. If I miss it, then I might want to pump the brakes just a little bit. But we'll see right now as the Comets go on the offensive.
And that's a steal right out of the inbounds. Bad pass by Mizell as Howard gets a free layup. And that's got to be a mental mistake by Terry Mizell.
Yeah, especially coming out of a timeout.
Canoe slowing up at the three-point line, now giving it back to Long in the corner. Robinson all over him. Back to penalty. Landon Long gets open, fires another one. Took it from a bit too deep, and it falls short.
What I tell you, Joey, heat check. He's just short of that green line out there, catching it and just shooting, throwing that one up. I mean, a little bit long. Obviously, it came up short, but, I mean, just heat check right there, and you mentioned it. He's scored a good 11 points in about a minute and a half. He's really feeling it right now.
Whistle from the back referee. Just waiting for some people to walk by behind the ball. And now Howard directing traffic, gets it into Benson. Benson trying to take it himself. Great defense by Cooper.
Good hands from all three of those guys around the ball.
Mizell dribbling away from traffic, gives it off the penalty. Penalty kind of calling it for himself. Now he gets it off to Cooper.
You're fine with this if you're the Comets. Just run offense.
Great job to get it inside a penalty, but he loses control of the ball. Comets have had a couple of those. Now Canoe underneath, can't get it to finish. And it's going to stay with the Comets.
I mean, even though that obviously he couldn't collect that pass, Comets see when they run offense and they run like 7 or 8 passes, what it can do, wide open layup. Obviously, just couldn't catch the ball, but that's what you want.
Penalty working, gets it to go, plus the
foul. Wow, Joey. That crossover was deadly, and Benson was just lagging a little bit. Peds took that open lane and got the and one. Great move from Peds. We see the replay. That's a great play that they crossed him. The Euro step over Pennington and able to get the bucket. Great move. That's a play they love. Strong, it's called, where they just throw it into Tanner and they just play a 2-man game.
Comets still up 19, and this game almost seems out of reach at this point, even though a minute ago it seemed that Hamilton was right in it.
What the 3-ball will do for you, Joey. That's what you said. You said it best.
Marco Howard for the Big Blue. He's their leading scorer so far. Robinson gives off to Reed. Thought about it. Pennington will try a 3, and he hits for the Hamilton Big Blue.
Open shot there. They love the 3-ball, but the name we haven't said a lot is Robinson. Robinson has been held in check tonight.
Peds in the lane again. He gets it to go off the glass. Nice move and a finish.
He's another guy that gets a little bit streaky, especially with his drives, and we saw it right there. A good move and a great left-handed finish.
Robinson draws the double team, now dishes back door, and a great job from Howard to collect that one.
That was a good no-look pass there from Robinson, and it was exactly where Howard was able to catch it and just get it an easy 2.
Peds at the top. Inside to Landon Long, and that's a nice play by the Comets.
Good screen there from Noah Penalty, able to open up Landon Long down there, and they're almost up 20, Joey. Wow.
65-47. A great move by Robinson. He's able to keep it in control.
They're just going back and forth now. I did not think it was that much, Joey. I knew that we were up. I didn't think we were up that much, but almost 20. And the 3-ball, and now they'll kick it out to Peds. Who thought about it?
Almost thought about a step back right there, too. So it finds Mazzell at the top, back to penalty. Running some time off. Long underneath. Was open. Gives it back to Cooper. Nice pass inside the Canoe and a great finish from the point guard.
They had something set up because Peds gave him a little nod and Tanner took off, and that was a great pass there and a great finish there from Tanner.
Both 2 years main role players. Canoe started the majority of the games last year. Peds started a couple. Nice job to get it inside to Howard. And he can't get it to roll around. Now Pedoty looking to push. Long gets it to Canoe, gets it up, can't finish, and he's called, and he is fouled. It's Benson who will be called for it. Once again, going for the block, as you mentioned. Hamilton going for just about every contest.
They just love to go up there and block shots. I mean, they're just big, athletic guys. And, I mean, Tanner, I don't think he knew that Benson was behind him, but Benson came awfully close to just backboarding Tanner there. Either way, it's a foul, and now we'll see a 4-man swap here for the Comets.
Canoe misses his first throw from the line. That's been a struggle for him on the season, shooting just under 55%.
Slightly below average from the free throw line. But, I mean, the 2 biggest free throws of the year against Oak Hills in that game to send it to overtime, he hits them both. I mean, he hits them when you need them, but for the most part, you can consistently bet on a 1-for-2 showing from the free throw line for him, which is not what you want from your starting point guard who loves to drive.
Howard with a nice drive and finish off the glass.
Somebody needs to cut him off when he's driving to the rim and just try something.
Franke looking a little confused. I think he's trying to say that Robinson really sold that.
Which Robinson does a lot of. Robinson, he's great at driving and just selling stuff. I mean, he's one of the best. Now you see him. Franke's just aggressive, and you see him just kind of going after it.
Davion Williams almost slipped. Richards wanted to travel at the top. Richards not happy at all with the call as Franke once again confused. I think Robinson will be heading to the line for 1-1.
He will be heading. I mean, you just can't hit him like that no matter, I don't know. I think it was another sell there from Robinson. Franke obviously just frustrated out there. He picks up 2 quick ones. And he hasn't played a lot, but picks up 2 very fast fouls. And now Hamilton just kind of chipping away, but with 3:30 left, I think the lead is mostly safe for the Comets.
I mean, they swapped out the entire squad for the starting lineup as Robinson goes 2 for 2 from the line.
But we saw against Middletown when they did this, and it was a big run that they went off of. And they had to put their starters back in, so we'll have to see.
Sora with the floater and gets it to fall. Matt Sora with 2 points for the Comets.
A rare sight of offensive contribution there from Matt Sora. And we saw it there with the nice teardrop floater.
Franke goes right for the ball and now tries to step over Robinson, and the official is going to come and try to break him up.
Yeah, you can't just step over him if you're Jack. And oh, Coach Richards is giving him the death stare right now. And here comes Tanner Canoe. And Ethan's just trying to calm him down right now. You can't just step over him like that and stare him down. Obviously, you're just going to get hit with the tech. And now we'll see Tanner Canoe come in. And we'll see DeMarco Howard shoot the technical free throws. But, I mean, either way.
Robinson shoots 80% from the line. Howard shoots 72, and he makes the first.
I would figured Robinson would be heading to the line, but I mean, I guess Howard wanted to shoot him.
And he makes them both.
No movement. All right, it's going to be a Hamilton ball, obviously, and here comes Tanner for Franke. and we'll have to see what kind of conversation goes on the sideline. But that's just obviously you just let them get to your head. Robinson and Franke were going after it, and it's just going to boil over. You can't have that in a varsity game. You just can't have that.
I would not be surprised if Franke got back into the game. Robinson getting a near full as well. Reed in the corner, guarded by Minnick. Davion Williams for Hamilton pulls up, can't get it to fall. Minnick has it go through his hands. Reed with a fadeaway jumper, and Minnick will pull this one down.
Great defense there from Tyler Berenzi, able to contest that shot. That's the length coming into play.
Canoe to the top to Matt. Soar gives it back to Minnick. Comets moving the ball well. Gets it to Minnick, floater, and it's going to be a push foul against Williams.
Just great offensive possession there for the Comets, able to feed it down low to Minnick, and Minnick finishes a good majority of his shots, I want to say. I mean, that left hand is somewhat reliable, and there he just got fouled, and so he'll shoot free throws, and he's not the greatest free throw shooter either, so we'll have to wait and see.
Misses the first. Comets up 15 with 2:26 remaining in the game.
Yep, 2:26 is still a lot of time, so you can't be complacent on offense or defense. You just got to continue playing the way that you have been, and you just got to maintain this lead. You can't even let them get a sniff.
Minnick shoots just 52% from the line. He goes 1 for 2 in that trip. Pennington is going to go into the lane, and a foul will be called. Probably against Ethan Howard.
Yep, another hand check call. I mean, Pennington saw that lane, and he just exploded with quickness down that lane, and Howard just kind of rode him the whole way, and that's why we see it. And now both teams with 9 team fouls, so the next fouls for both teams will put him in a double bonus as he makes the first one.
First of a 1-and-1, he'll earn a second free throw. Richard's still screaming at his guys.
I mean, he expects perfection from them, and when they don't give him perfection, he always finds something to talk to him about.
Nice play by Davion Williams to track down the steal, but it's lost by Big Blue. Canoe into the paint, gives it up to Minnick, who backs away. Back to the top to Berenzi. And he just throws it away to Pennington. Pennington has a free lane to the basket. He converts 2 points. And just like that, it's a 12-point game. Howard almost got a steal.
This is what I'm talking about, Joey, just getting complacent.
Sora gives it up to Berenzi, back up to the top to Howard. Minnick on the block.
Good movement.
Left hand, no good. Berenzi was right underneath there for the board. And a push foul is going to be called against Zach Morgan of the Big Blue. Only a minute and a half remaining. Yep,
a minute and a half, and we'll see Jalen Johnson Sr. check in the game for the Comets. He got roughed up against Fairfield, taking an elbow to the eye, and you see he has a little cut just above his eyebrows. He'll check into the game for the Comets. I mean, this has just been a solid game. The Comets have played a friendly bounce there for Tyler Berenzi, but I mean, just a solid game. Not much you can really talk about other than like the rebounds, obviously, and then transition. They just got killed. And now we see big 53, Eric Miller, Purdue offensive lineman commit, now checking in the game for the Comets. Of course, one of our own sports radio members. And we're just hoping to see him put up some shots. Here we go.
Comes in for Minnick. 14-point lead for the Comets. As we have not seen Robinson since that technical foul.
He does not have many points. He hasn't even put up a lot of shots. Great job on him tonight for the Comets.
I think he does have 10, but that's much less as Pennington knocks down a 3. Hamilton pulls to within 11. I think he only has 10 on the night, but that is much short of his over 18 a game that he averages. Sora loses it, but fights for it on the ground, and Howard comes up with it. And I think Sora's going to be called for another foul.
Sora tried to get away with a little grab of the ankle when he realized he wasn't going to get that basketball. He tried to grab Howard's ankle, and the ref saw it, and Sora knew right away what he was called for. And he just gets up there and jogs to the free throw line. 2 fouls there for Sora. I don't think he'll foul out in this one. Back-to-back, I don't think it's likely. But, I mean, double bonus for both teams, and Howard will shoot 2.
Knocks the first one down, and it's a 10-point game.
does not seem like a 10-point game. That's actually pretty surprising. We were up, what, almost 19, I think it was, at one point. Now a 9-point game.
Foul called by Howard. I think they're going to try to force Jalen Johnson to the free throw line.
Ethan Howard, Howard held him a little bit after the whistle. Jalen kind of got up and looked at him. Ethan Howard's always the one that goes over there and just calms people down. He's always the one that just says, hey, we're still in the lead, just settle down. Just let the scoreboard do the talking, basically. A
low arcing free throw from Johnson rattles in and out.
That's just his shot. His shot is low arcing. It's a little bit weird, but it works for him, so.
Goes 0 for 2. Under a minute to play. Trying to push in transition is the Big Blue. Now backing away. It's going to be Howard who tries a deep three. Can't get it to fall. Howard tracks down the rebound. Ethan Howard, that is for the Comets. And with 48 seconds remaining, it's going to be Ethan Howard heading to the free throw line to shoot 2 with the Comets up 9.
This is one of the guys that you want to head to the free throw line if you're the Comets. He hasn't shot a lot on the year. I think he's shot 18 maybe free throws, around there. We were talking about it at practice one time. He doesn't shoot a lot of them, but when he does, he goes up there and he normally converts on them. Him and Landon are the ones that really you want to see up there for the free throw line, at the free throw line for the Comets.
High arc, nothing but net on the first attempt. Put the Mason Comets up 10. .48 ticks remaining as Ethan Howard goes 2 for 2 from the line. DeMarco Howard just ended up in the third row. And a foul is called against Eric Miller. And that's going to put DeMarco Howard on the free throw line. I
think he just shoved him underneath. That's the only thing I can assume. Eric, obviously, he's a strong kid. He uses his size. I think he just might have shoved Howard a little bit too much. That's why he picked up that foul. Oh, God.
Howard knocks the first one down. And he goes 2 for 3, so Marco Howard matches Ethan Howard as Landon Long comes back into the game for Eric to get a little bit more ball handling on this squad.
Ball handling and for free throws, I'd assume. As you see, Ethan and Landon, they're going to be the two guys getting the ball.
Richards wanted a call that DeMarco Howard was holding on Landon Long. 40 seconds remain, and it's going to be a foul called, and they'll send Landon to the free throw line.
Yeah, but I think that's the move. I think that's a smart move. Landon shoots a great percentage from the free throw line. He's just one of those classic shooters that shoots very well from the three-point line and the free throw line. That's where you want him on the court, and he'll go up there. He shoots a ton of them after practice, and he makes the first.
Comets back up 10 with under 42 ticks remaining. I don't think Long has missed one tonight, as that one rattles around and in.
Almost a little bit of commentator's curse, but thankfully it got a friendly roll and went in.
Pennington with a step back three off the front side of the rim, just a bit too deep on that one, and the Comets will take over.
And the Comets are just fine with those kinds of shots, just desperation right there. And now the Comets probably just going to run offense and run this clock out if Hamilton decides to foul or not.
DeMarco Howard showing the defense. Not fouling, though, as he gives off to Matt Sora. And Sora gives it back to Howard. And it looks like they will run this one out. The last 15 seconds of the clock running out. 77-66 is your score. Comets with their last home game of the 2018 season, as it'll be Landon Long with the ball last. And the Mason Comets will take down Hamilton Big Blue by a final score of 11. And this was a game with a whole lot of up and downs, and it was pretty much Landon Long that saved them with that burst of three-pointers back to back to back.
He gets it done when it looks like the Comets are just really struggling. He's always the one that just comes in and hits those big shots, and we saw it there with three straight threes. And he hit those 2 free throws. You mentioned, I think he went either 6 for 6 or 4 for 4 from the free throw line. So just consistently good all around, and he was big for the Comets.
And there was a whole lot of missed threes that the Comets could have put up before. They dropped 77, but it could have been a whole lot more if a lot more of those points fell.
Yeah, if you just think about, at the end of the third quarter, they were 5 for 22 from the free throw line. I don't know how many they shot in the fourth, but it has to be around 30, and I don't know if they've made a lot of them. So the score could have obviously been a lot bigger, but I mean, either way, the Comps come out with a win, and now they'll look to play at Oak Hills on Friday. That's a big game for them, and it could mean a lot going into tournament play for them.
Thomas did get the 4 seed. That'll wrap it up for us. You've been watching ICRC TV. I'm JD alongside my partner, Aiden Crowley. For everyone in the crew, thank you for joining us tonight.
Have a good night.